Okay, so the practice that I'm going to introduce today is called box breathing, sometimes referred to as four square breathing. This is not a traditional mindfulness practice, rather it is a practice that comes from the Yogic traditions and is referred to in that tradition called Pranayama. It may have a more specific name, but we'll call it box breathing here in the West. This practice has been researched and shows benefit to the autonomic nervous system or heart rate variability. This is the ability for the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system to come into coherence together. This is a controlled breath technique rather than the more organic breath technique that we've been learning in mindfulness. So rather than observing the body breathing on its own, as we might in an awareness of breath meditation, this is going to be a monitored, controlled breath where we inhale for a count of 4. We'll pause, holding the breath, but staying soft in the body for a count of 4. And then we'll breathe out for a count of 4. And then we'll repeat that. We'll keep the out breath, so it'll be a breathless state for 4. And then again, cycle after cycle. Typically we do this for about 5 minutes before our meditations. Or we could do this anytime you feel like you need to pause during the day, maybe a moment of stress, or just a moment to kind of clear the screen of awareness and start over. So let's do the first few rounds together, and then you can continue to do this on your own after the video ends. So you may need to adjust your posture or clear your environment. If so, you might press pause so that you can do that. Otherwise, I'll trust that you're set up in a position that feels good enough. We'll close our eyes together. And we'll begin by just taking a few natural breaths, feeling into the body. Calling ourselves into presence. And then when you feel ready, begin the controlled in-breath, counting to yourself for 4. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4. Holding, 2, 3, 4. Breathing out, 2, 3, 4. Holding the out breath, 2, 3, 4. And continuing on your own. Making sure to stay tuned to the body sensations as you're doing this. There's a tendency to tighten when holding the breath either on the in or the out. So notice that and intentionally soften. And now we can extend the count a little bit, maybe to a 6 count or even an 8 count. Slowing each stage of the cycle. And now you can let go of counting altogether and just trusting whatever your natural rate of breathing might be, whether it be 4, 8, 12, and maybe they're not perfectly in length, but just trusting as long as it is a slow and deliberate in-breath, a hold, out-breath, and hold. You can continue to repeat this cycle after cycle for as long as feels right to you.